G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is an anti-armor Gatling laser. Now, following patch 7 that made changes to the heavy guns in this game of the high rate of fire, low damage per bullet or laser or plasma bolt variety, the Gatling laser is no exception to this. And just to give you an idea of how much this thing is upgraded, fully spec'd had this doing about 31 damage pre-patch, and we're doing 25 damage fully unspec'd post-patch, which is pretty damn good. So we've got the same things going on here. We'll get to the attachments a little bit later, but yes, one of the things that is going to be changing about this weapon in the future, I think Bethesda did touch on this in their patch notes, is the weight of this thing. I've got a armor piece that takes some weight off the weapons, but if I quickly unequip that, this thing weighs, with all of its glory, wherever it is, 32.4, which is a lot heavier, I think, than what you can do with, well, what you got with Gatling lasers in Fallout 4, so, you know, that's kind of weird, but at least we've got a way to reduce that a little bit. So, we're sitting at 25 damage, let's get ourselves perked up, and of course we're going to be using all of the heavy gunner perks. Lock and load goes at number 3, thank you. And I'm pretty sure, yep, that's the one I wanted, all of the heavy gunner perks, and of course we're going to chuck on Bloody Mess. And instead of having 5 in Gunsmith, I've actually gone 3 in power User and 2 in Gunsmith, as well as Stabilize. And I've also gone Tenderizer because I'm in Power Armor, I can take a few hits, so Lone Wanderer probably won't be as necessary, and boosting our damage by 6%. I feel like you need every single buff we can get with this thing. Other than that, the strength build is tuned normally as it is with heavy guns, and this thing doing a 46 damage, that is with no adrenal reaction too, so, or no adrenaline in general, so a very much needed upgrade, but we can do better with that when damage, but at a cost. Now, some people on my Furious Gatling laser video noted how the charging barrels do a lot more damage per shot, but it comes at a cost, and that cost is fire rate. So if we just look at the true charging barrels, yeah, 72 damage, that's all fine and dandy, but a 30 fire rate, which is this. No. So as you can tell, that's fucking terrible. We will not be using that. That's just cuts your DPS. Sure, it's very, very efficient on your fusion cores, that's good, but we've already got Power User anyway. I feel like with those perks, we don't even really need to spec into that, or we don't even really need these charging barrels at all. I think these ought to be looked at. Not exactly broadside level bad, because you can still kill things with them, but still, I think it's something that needs to be looked at, as well as the weight, because look how much weight this adds to it. And that's without all of that special perk. I think this thing weighs over 40 pounds if you chuck on the charging barrels, which is fucking absurd, to be honest. Alright, so here we are on a rainy day outside of West Tech, and just like the Gatling laser usually does, it's done the whole trick where it makes your ammo equal to the amount of fusion cores you have in your inventory. Note the ammo capacity there, that's at 999, so yeah, this thing already had a stupidly high ammo capacity of 500 before, but Power User actually affects that. I think Power User doing that does something weird with the fusion cores. They had to do something weird with the coding of this thing to make it... I don't know why the Gatling laser and the Gatling plasma do that, but I feel like having Power User affect ammo capacity like that is why it does that. So right off the bat, we're seeing much better performance of the Gatling laser, and this thing is actually doing pretty good now. And we've got pretty good accuracy with this. This thing's a laser gun, we've got stabilized, it doesn't kick much, so we can zero in on their faces and gain a lot more damage out of that. Obviously, when we've got Tenderizer kicking in there, wow, those lasers were clipping through his face. Is his face made of glass? Because light passes through glass. Interesting. Hey, if you're wearing glass armor in Skyrim, lasers would kill you very, very quickly, I think. Because it traps all the heat in, doesn't it? Anyways, back onto Fallout 4. 76, actually. See, I looked at this Gatling laser and thought Fallout 4, but yeah, not doing too bad. We've gotten halfway through our fusion core, which is, you know, 500 shots or like 450 something. 454, yes, that much. So a lot of bullets went in, and taking a look at this thing's condition, it's not too bad. We won't be able to do this forever, but again, we don't have a lot of points in our Gunsmith here, so we're not really making this thing to its full survivability. But there we go, you can probably see that before with that 85 damage. Some adrenal reaction is factoring into that, but it's a pretty solid. I'm pretty sure my miniguns were hitting harder than that though, which is a little bit of a shame. They don't really explain how they sort of balance things. It'd be interesting if they were to add how they were to balance, or how their theosis was their theory. Theosis, is that even a word? Their theory about how they're balancing weapons, because obviously weapons need to have specific roles to make them useful in such situations, but I don't know how the Gatling laser is supposed to do against regular guns, because it's feeling a little bit inferior to me. We'll head inside. Well, in other news, Collingwood's smashing Richmond right now. I've actually got it on my phone. Not making any noise though, because that'd be distracting to the viewers. But yeah, I'm just watching the game as I was getting to recording this. And let me tell you, a lot of fog crawlers died to bring you this weapon. So press big Fs. Big Fs in there for fog crawlers. Make sure you do mention that you're doing it for fog crawlers, so you know the YouTube spam filters don't pick you up and hunt you down. But yes, Fs in the comment section for the poor fog crawlers. They died about as much as the Bothans did to bring the Rebel Alliance to Death Star plans. And there we go. There's our first impact use, and we made it all the way from the outside there. So yeah, this thing is actually doing okay. Now, one of the points of contention, or one of the interesting notes about energy weapons, is that they aren't affected by anti-armor at all. I think someone pointed that out in my anti-armor. I think I did a Gatling plasma video. It all blends together after a while, but yeah, apparently it's just to do with ballistic, which is interesting, unless we've actually died to mine the game files to find that out. For sure, I haven't actually seen any evidence one way or another, just anecdotes, and you know, generally anecdotes you take them with a grain of salt. I'm thinking if it's just the same thing as the penetrating legendary effect, but instead of 30% it's 50%, we'll have no problems. But I guess if there's no effect here, we've actually got a good idea what the baseline for a Gatling laser is going to be. What's this thing doing in condition? Still haven't gone through its first health bar yet. We're sitting at about 1/3 of the way through it, which is not bad at all. We're certainly not getting through these fusion cores. Oh, I know why they allowed you to overcharge the capacity like that. It's so you wouldn't have a bunch of like half or flat fusion cores in your inventory when you're actually done with firing this thing. That's clever. That's actually a really good way of keeping your inventory clean of fusion cores, because obviously Fallout 76, it's all about the carry weight. They made changes to the carry weight which would allow you to, you know, carry more. You're not penalized for being over capacity anymore. You just can't sprint around, and AP usage and all that. So that's actually a kind of a clever way. Perhaps that is the weapon or the inventory fusion core and ammo capacity thing when you first bring out the weapon is a byproduct of that, which is probably, if they can't figure out a way around it, it's a necessary evil. Sure, it's a little bit annoying to have a 20 thing reload, especially when you're not switched on to the weapons problems. But yeah, it's a nice thing to be able to have your fusion core, you know, multiplied by a lot. I'm not sure if there's any quad Gatling lasers. I guess there is quad Gatling lasers in this game. What the fuck was that Gatling laser? Come on, you gotta fucking shoot where I'm pointing. But yes, imagine this ammo capacity further multiplied by 4. You'd be firing this thing for days. You'd get one mag in before the thing breaks, but that's okay because you'll be shooting it like a couple of 1,000 times. Anyways, so I'll open this thing. Oh, set shot. That's a goal. Alright, it's over. It's over, Richmond. Go home. Unfortunately, Mason Cox didn't get too many goals in that. I really wanted Mason Cox to get up there again like he did at the end of last year, but never mind. Beggars can't be choosers. We smashed him, and that's all that matters. Going to be a lot of rabid Richmond fans probably starting punch-ons in the crowd too, so that'd be interesting to hear. They fucking go psycho when they lose. The most, like, their zealotry towards Richmond as a whole is just weird. Oh, okay, looks like people might be in here because everything's going red now. So, yep, we've got people in here, but I think I've demonstrated the power of a Gatling laser pretty damn effectively. Unless it's a bug. I don't have any life highlighted things on my power armor. I've actually got the VATS matrix, which increases my VATS accuracy. So yeah, that's actually what I would prefer to have on my thing, because I use TSE weapons and their VATS accuracy is pretty shocking by default. So having that extra little bit of accuracy out of your power armor helmet is actually kind of useful. That's why I can sometimes get away with using it. as well as stabilized for increasing that accuracy even more. You can sometimes get away with that. And speaking of getting away, let's not let this fucking super mutant get away from me, you bastard. Come back here. Oh, he's above me. Thank you, surround sound. I really wish they'd all just sort of pile through, but whatever. Alright, I did remember there's a legendary outside, so I'll go and pick whatever he's up. I'll flag it if it's anything really cool, but chances are it's a 1-star piece of shit fucking weightless armor, so whatever. We'll move on to some ghouls. Alright, Mason Cox is on. We've got about a minute and a half remaining in the 4th quarter. He's going for a set shot, so yes, he's actually going to get the winning goal, even though we would have won regardless of whether that goal was kicked anyway. Where are the ghouls at? Alright, we've got Reavers. That's kind of annoying. Okay, we've got to come back. The fucking legendary drop was a chameleon bit of metal armor, by the way, so, you know, that's cool. We got to get some more high-tier ghouls in here, though. That's annoying how they spawn fucking shitty ones. Oh, wait, hang on. What have we got over here? No, just a Reaver. I thought he was gangrenous for a second. Got my hopes up. You bastards. Good old Collingwood forever. Let's go kill some fucking ghouls. Only Australians understand this shit. Okay, they're out. They just were invisible for a time, but they're out now. That's okay, because what happens here is I'm just going to hose down all of these guys. Also, to make sure this thing isn't going to break on me quickly, I'm just going to re-equip this and also reload again, because the Gatling laser is just a Gatling laser. It just likes to fuck with you like that. Yeah, sometimes I like to re-equip weapons, so I'm actually getting the heavy gunner perks for said weapons. Come on. Where's the rest of them? Alright, there's the manager. At least he's shown up to work today. Only for him to be viciously slaughtered. Get it? Because it's a vicious Gatling laser. Speaking of which, it gives you a little bit of crit damage, but I haven't used it in VATS because honestly it's not that good. But just to show you how not great this thing is in VATS, note this little ghoul over there. I mean, it kills them quickly, sure, but there goes your friggin' AP bar. You can't sprint around, you can't do anything. We've got a 2-star boy here. Alright, let's get something good, you fat ass. Boy, get out of here, mate. Get out of it. This is between me and your mate. The secondary boss. He's like the CEO of Ghoul Industries. He's like the overboss. Oh, it's a chameleon bit right there. If that's like one that makes you more stealthy, that actually might be Winter's next chess piece. It is 1 endurance. Well, Winter's a squishy gal. She kind of needs that endurance because she's only running 2, so it might actually be fairly useful. Regardless of that, we'll just kill the rest of these bastards. I'm pretty sure that fella was legendary. Ha! Roma, bless your little cotton socks. And you had a Berserker's Pipe Bolty. Yeah, okay, game. You give me whatever you want, sure. And I'll continue to rip you apart with facts and logic. Oh, there's another legendary. Chockers full of legendaries today. Ooh, unyielding. I like that. I mean, if I didn't have any unyielding bits right now, I'd be happy with that. Like, any better unyielding bits. And there's yet another legendary right there. See, people say, oh, boo-hoo, I always get armor bits. Yeah, so do I. What's your point? You gotta realize that the drop rates are skewed because I think they calculated it like 60% of the time you're going to be getting like armor bits, but at least when you get Gatling lasers, they can be good now, right? Gatling lasers are pretty good, I guess, these days. We'll move on to some monsters, I suppose. Now, if you're definitely going to run a Gatling laser in your heavy weapons build, Power User is a must. I cannot stress how more efficient this thing has been on ammo, my precious fusion cores. So let's just make a mockery of Swan and break his legs, because surely this thing can benefit from 1-gun army, right? Well, he's crippled there, so I'm going to say it's a yes. I'll take out his other leg. Hang on, let me just look at the status of your legs. Okay, that one needs to go down so I can face plant you. Come on, you know what? What? Gatling laser, shoot where I'm pointing. Well, okay, that leg's a little bit more on the resistance side. There we go. You do that sexy man pose. Now I can just shoot you in the head. As easy as that. You're just gonna repeat that animation, are you? Yeah, I stagger you, then you stand back up for a second, then realize, hang on, my legs are broken, I'm gonna lay down again. You're a fucking weirdo, Swan. Alright, so... Oh, my chest piece is fucked. I need to get power patches so I can repair that with not using like half of my junk in my stash. So, yep, it's time to kill some crabs. Alright, looks like the crabs are fighting amongst themselves because one of these crabs is a scorched Mirelurk crab and is just annoying all of the other crabs around him. And this Viceroy Gunray, he's annoying him too. So we're just gonna mag dump him. And where'd the other one go? Where'd the scorched one go? Apparently he was very resistant to the attacks of the other Mirelurks. That's kind of weird. Alright, where's the queen? I've already seen this thing with adrenaline, and I don't see any other enemies to, you know, kill for adrenaline, so whatever. We'll just move on straight to the queen with limited adrenaline, and what I want the queen to do is to fucking face plant. Alright, that's got to be one leg crippled. Kill the other one. Come on. Let me do this, game. Let this happen. I really want to see her face plant. Okay, we're gonna kill her before we can cripple her legs. That's a shame. Surely, I mean, maybe if you're using shotguns it'd be easier, but still, ooh, I'm actually over capacity. That's okay, I've got a Deathclaw stake. So, yeah. Nothing really to complain about, other than the damage could be a little bit better, and obviously the weight problems of this weapon, which will be addressed in the future patches. But yeah, the Gatling laser feels like it's kind of a viable weapon now, which is great. And whether the anti-armor effects works on it is sort of a testament to the weapon itself. If it doesn't work, this thing can actually pack a punch now, just not with the charging barrels. They need to be looked at even more. Increase the damage on those by heaps, and maybe even speed them up a bit, because those things are useless. But this alone is actually working pretty well. Alright, let's just kill a bat, shall we? So hopefully if we've got one gun army to proc, and I'm thinking it might be per trigger pull, because I dumped a lot of lasers into the queen's legs there and it didn't do anything. So if I had to release the trigger and start it again, maybe that would have worked. And that logic comes from the fact that apparently luck of the draw is per trigger pull, but you can still proc that in long bursts. It just takes a while sometimes. So I don't know, like until we've got... I haven't actually seen the proof of this. It's all been just anecdotal stuff and hearsay. Until we've got something like the creation kit or other things to allow us to access that information and confirm that information, I don't really know what to believe. Here's something you can believe: that the Gatling laser is actually a pretty darn good weapon now. Come on, where are you? Where have I not crippled you yet? What do you mean, Mike? How'd I lose? Was I using VATS for a second there? I didn't realize it, because I did want to use VATS just to get a feel of how his wings were doing, but that's okay. He's landed now, and apparently I destroyed his voice box with my crippling powers. Do you stop them screaming if you cripple their heads? Is that a new thing? I don't really know, but yep. There you have it. That was the new and improved post-patch 7 Gatling laser. And you know what? She did pretty well. The Gatling laser these days, she's got a little bit of a backbone. Again, some work needs to be done for balancing this thing's other attachments and weight in general, because honestly, this thing is made of plastic. How heavy could it be? I think a minigun would be heavier. That thing's all made out of hardened steel or something. This thing is fucking plastic. You pick it up from your local Hasbro. It's the toy. I don't really know what I'm on about. If you'd like to see this particular weapon in your game, be sure to let me know, because I'm going to let this one go. So yeah, hit me up. I'm going to ask the Discord first, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you for watching, guys.